So in Southwest Florida, what are the least used features? There's many features in the game, but honestly, some of them, me as a player, I never use, and I know that most of you guys also don't. Anyway, let's get right into this. Make sure you click the subscribe button because I really want to get to 150,000 subscribers. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first feature that not many people use here in Southwest Florida is vehicle locking. Now, some of you might not even know that you can do this. It's not a very obvious feature, and that's why it's so unused. Have you ever had the issue where like you want to get your friend in your car? Well, maybe you guys don't have this issue. For me personally, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but when I'm streaming and I'm trying to get like a fellow YouTuber in my car and someone else will jump in, it's kind of annoying. I honestly didn't know this feature existed. Did you guys know if you go into settings right here and you go to passenger seats disabled or enabled, disabled, you know, by enabling it, people can sit inside your car. By disabling it, people can't. So it's technically locking and unlocking your vehicle. Obviously, you can still sit in it, but other people can't sit in it. So I think that's it's a cool feature, but nobody uses it because it has no use for the average person. That's not me talking down or anything. It genuinely just doesn't have any use for the average player. But for someone like me, it's actually I like the feature. I'm just saying. But yeah, pretty, not very much used, I would say. Let me know in the comments, do you use this feature and did you ever know it existed? But anyway, there's way more to go. There's many more to go, so keep watching. Another feature you guys may have never noticed, and that's another reason why it's not used, because you can only see this when you're outside of your vehicle. You can't actually see this feature while you're driving around. If you look in the bottom left of my screen, you can see there's a little man there, okay, and then there's a V below it. Now, if you can see, I'm just holding W right now. If I press V, it's going to make me walk, just like this. It has no real use in Southwest Florida. It's just a roleplay feature, I guess, because the game is marketed as a roleplay feature. If you press V, you will start walking. I don't think anybody really uses it. Another feature is if you hold shift, you actually run a bit faster than if you don't hold shift. It's a very small difference. So you'll notice like I'm actually holding shift right now. If I let go of shift, or normally hold shift, it's a tiny little difference. Right now I'm holding shift and now I'm not. Very small difference. But yeah, shift and V, I don't think many people use it unless it's a habit. So for me, I hold shift all the time because it's a habit. But yeah, quite an unused feature here in Southwest Florida. Maybe you'll find it useful. I don't think you will, personally, but yeah, there you go. Next up, a very old feature. It's weird saying that because I remember when it came out. In the grand scheme of Southwest Florida editions, this is kind of recent in a sense, but I think, you know, it's just old. Anyway, I'm waffling. Here we are at the phone store. The next one is phone. Nobody uses these things. I mean, I just think it's an unuseful feature. It's not used. It's one of the most least used features. Nobody uses that. Like, what do you do? The Rift job is now broken. So even if you're a Rift driver, it doesn't work. So you can't use that, even though the app doesn't work. Can't phone anybody. Well, you can message people, but who cares, man? Like, how many of you guys come in a public server and message someone? Like, just use the chat, you know what I mean? Like, just use the chat. So yeah, I just think it's one of the most useless features here in the game. I think they had good intentions when they added it. Did they do anything with it though? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Who knows? Maybe in the revamp they'll make it a bit more of a useful feature. It'll be used more, but you can't do anything with phone. Like, there's nothing you can do with them. With the new voice chat feature, where you can like talk to people through radios, maybe they'll implement it into the phone. We'll have to see. I don't know. I do think it is one of the most useless because it's so expensive as well. To buy a phone, it costs a lot of money. How many of you guys, when was the last time you pulled out your phone in Southwest Florida? For me, I mean, it was today, obviously, but before that. Okay, and then moving on to the next one, which is car windows. Now, you're probably thinking, Cam, there's no car windows on here. Well, some vehicles are actually convertibles. So if we pick this one right here, the Koenigsegg Hypercar here, I think this is limited. It's not limited, it's just the regular Agera R that you can buy. So obviously, I was going to say, obviously, the roof is useless, but no, it's not. Because, you know, this is not the least used feature of the game. People do take the roof off. But what they don't do is put the windows down. When do you guys ever put your window down? I mean, you can barely see it most of the time. Like, the window goes up and down by clicking these buttons here. I don't think anyone, don't even lie to me, I don't think anyone uses that feature. So one of the most unused features, there you go. So one of the most unused features in Southwest Florida, just because of what relevance does it have? I mean, you can barely even see it. You wouldn't even notice that the window's going up right now. Like, it's just gone up. You wouldn't even notice if you weren't staring. So yeah, I mean, if the feature was open and closed the doors, maybe it would be used more often. I feel like it would. But the windows have no effect. Like, you can't even tell, realistically. Like, okay, let me put these windows down. All right, now let's look. You ready? Can you notice notice that the windows are down. If you actually, like, look, maybe yes. I mean, can you tell that they're up now? Not really. It doesn't really make a difference. It's very useless, and that's why nobody uses it, realistically. Cool details, though. I think most of them on this list, they're quite useful feet. Not useful. Oh my god, I'm messing up my words. They're not useful. They're cool niche details. Pretty cool details. All right, moving on. It's going to be the radio. If you look on the right of my screen, you can see it says radio off. Did you know? I have not used this in years. If you turn the radio on, you can actually change music station, and it will play a range of different musics. Oh, you actually can unlock more radios. Obviously, I don't even own that. You can change the volume, displays different music. Pretty sure you can hear it if you go near somebody. You have to correct me. I barely use it. How many of you guys forgot it existed? I forgot it existed till today. I was doing some research in the game to try and figure out this video, and I remembered, oh my god, the radio. Nobody uses that. Realistically, right? If you're playing a game, you're going to listen to Spotify, right? You know, I don't know how many people are using the in-game radio. Probably, honestly, that is definitely like one of the highest for me. I don't think anyone uses it. Maybe there's one guy out there who does. If there is, let me know in the comments. Do you use a radio? Bro, do you use a radio? It'll be interesting to see what the devs do to make this a bit more interesting in the future. It's okay, though. It's okay. Just who uses the radio? Come on. I can't even remember. If someone else is in your car, can they hear the radio? Maybe they can. If they can, I guess that does make it a bit more interesting. All right, moving on. The next one. We can all do this in this car, actually. These last couple ones. This next one is cruise control. In the bottom left, you can see this is a small little feature that got added very recently. I keep saying very recently because barely any content gets added to the game. But yeah, cruise control. You can set your cruise at, like, I don't know, 100. So right now, my hands are off, and it's just gonna cruise at 100. I don't think anybody uses this. Number one, because the map isn't big enough to sit and use cruise control, except from this long road here. Well, actually, maybe from civilian spawn down to, like, the main area on roleplay servers. Shout out to Roblox Roleplay Corporation. You can join, link in description. Yeah, I think for roleplay sessions, maybe you'll set your cruise control to the speed limit and drive like that. But I don't think regular, normal public players use the feature because it has no relevance. You just want to drive how you want to drive. You're not going to drive slow, are you? So yeah, cruise control is usually for following speed limits, which is in roleplay servers, but yeah, public servers, it's kind of useless. Nobody uses it. It's one of the most least used features. There you go. No, do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm telling you, as facts, nobody uses these things. Moving on to the next one, which is actually going to be on one of the teams. So as you guys know, there is a team called Sheriff. Okay, as you can see, it's highlighted in blue because you have to pay for it. I don't think anybody actually in their right mind uses the Sheriff team. Okay, nobody uses the Sheriff team. It is identical to the police team. Sure, the liveries look a bit different. Like, wow, you got a green livery, Sheriff. Wow, well done, man. Apart from that, I don't know what the difference is. Are the guns more powerful? They might be. I just, you know, I think it's very useless. You can do the exact same thing. You can do the exact same thing for free on the police team. It's a useless job. Nobody uses the Sheriff team. Unless they're like sweaty role players. No offense if you use a Sheriff team. Like, even I just opt in to use the normal police team. Like, it's the exact same thing. You get a different uniform, sure. Just trying to be different, aren't you, really? I mean, look, it's same job, man. Honestly, the regular police cars look better. You know, popular opinion. I was going to say unpopular opinion, but it's a popular... Bro, this is just nice, right? I mean, obviously, you could do a bit of work, but yeah, okay. And that sort of brings me on to the next one, which is most of these jobs are not used. Like, how many times have you been on the CVC pharmacy team? Honestly, how many times have you been on the team? Like, I've been playing for 3 years, and I'm still, like, I'm 1% in the team, because I... not ever joined it, to be honest. How many times have you ever been on this team? No, never. Like, you just get groceries. Though, it's a bit weird. Again, like, what other team? PubMart, I feel like people do join this maybe, because it's a good roleplay job. But, like, any other team, when do you ever join the RW Bank employee team? When do you ever join this team? You never do. And also, I guess this is sort of another one. So you know Rift Driver. Did you know... I'll make a video on this another time, I think. But did you guys know this team is broken? It doesn't work. You can't actually do the job because the developers haven't fixed it. It's broken, doesn't work. You can't go and pick up NPCs and take them places. So it is not used much anymore by people. I mean, I'd say I would probably use it to make money. I don't think anybody uses it anymore because it is broken. It's kind of just a waste of time. You don't actually make any money because it doesn't work. So yeah, guys, they're going to be the most least used features. It's such a mouthful. Most least used features in Southwest Florida. Let me know, do you agree? Are there any I missed? Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and goodbye.